Have you ever wanted to do something so badly but felt like you just didn't have the right tool to help you get it done? Well, this video is all about helping you find the right tool to make you productive. Now, personally, I prefer spreadsheets and then habit trackers and then journals as my productivity tools of choice. However, I know if you're choosing between these tools for the very first time, it can be a bit confusing and you may not know which one is going to be right for you. So in this video, we're going to look at the pros and cons of each of these tools in turn so that you can determine which one is really the right tool for you. And remember to stay until the end because I'm going to give you a free spreadsheet that you can start using today to make you more productive. Let's kick it off with habit trackers. Now, habit trackers are pieces of software or applications that you use primarily on your phone. And I'm guessing you've at least heard of or seen one before. Examples include apps like Habitable, Habitify, Habitica, I know a lot of H words, and apps like chains.cc. And the biggest pro of habit trackers is that, well, because they're on your phone, they are extremely portable. Now, this means that if you have an app that is particularly meticulous or requires a lot of data entry, it's very easy to whip out your phone and just use it on the go. The second biggest pro of habit trackers is that they are extremely easy to use. So most habit trackers are laid out in the following manner. You have your days running across the top of the screen from left to right, and your habits running across the middle of the screen from top to bottom. And tapping once on any particular day marks that day as a success, while tapping twice marks that day as a failure. And then by simply scrolling down to the bottom of the app or going to another part of the application, you can find your statistics. And this will give you information on things like your success percentages, your streaks, and other good bits of information. And it is this automatic statistical feedback that is a hallmark of modern technology and is, in my opinion, the most underrated but most important part of habit trackers. Because research has told us that in order to get the most out of your habits and your productivity, you actually have to reflect on and review on your progress a lot. Now, failure to do so will result in you experiencing something that is called the consistency bias. And the consistency bias is merely the idea that how you are thinking and feeling right now is the same way that you have always thought and felt. And this can be a very dangerous paradigm when it comes to your habits because it means that you are unable to actualize your success and you can't really look back at your past mistakes, see what you did wrong, and then replicate your success going forward. So the consistency bias is something that you want to avoid at all costs, and it's something that this automatic statistical feedback helps you do. So there are a few cons of habit trackers though. The biggest ones are that they have a distinct lack of customization and personalization. Think of it this way, the more customized and personalized any particular thing is to you, the more likely you are to be invested in it and recall it later. So when we're talking about habits, this means that you are much more likely to stay consistent with your habits and follow through with them on the long term. However, because habit trackers don't have this level of personalization, it's very easy for you to pick one up or download the application and then start entering in your habits but not follow through with them and give up a week or even a few days later. So overall for habit trackers, we have their pros as being their portability, their ease of use, and their automatic statistical feedback. Their cons, however, are their lack of customization and personalization. Now let's move on to journals. Unless you're using a automatic or systematized journal, which are honestly a bit more rare these days or a bit antiquated, then your journal is going to be very highly customizable. And just take a look at some of these examples of bullet journals that I pulled from users off of Reddit. Now these are very beautifully created journals, and I can guarantee you that the users of them are much more likely to stay consistent with their habits than they are if they were just to use a simple habit tracker or maybe even a spreadsheet. And also very important to note is that the owners of these journals have reported that the design process is a cathartic and sort of a joyful experience in and of itself. So that is something that's very important to consider as well. Now, the cons of journals are also, ironically though, their customization and their personalization. Just take a look at this journal because this user reported spending over 30 hours designing this single page. Now, I'm the last person in the world to criticize someone for spending a lot of time on creative endeavors because I love doing it. I love creative projects. I do them all the time. However, it seems a bit odd that for a journal that's supposed to increase your productivity and make you more efficient, that you're spending so much time on creating the thing. Now, again, I'm not saying that this person did anything wrong by spending so much time on creating this journal because, again, there is that cathartic and joyful expression to consider. I'm merely using this as an example to demonstrate the proclivity of journals to make you want to waste time on the design process, which in and of itself can be a form of procrastination. So it's something that you have to be very aware of and cognizant of when you're using the journals. Otherwise, other cons are that they don't have that same automatic statistical feedback that habit trackers or spreadsheets do, simply because they're not electronic. So obviously it's very hard for you to get that same sort of data. You have to do it manually, which means you're less likely to do it and therefore more likely to fall into the consistency bias. Otherwise, journals are a bit clunkier, they're a bit bigger, so they are less portable. Overall, with journals, we have their pros as being their customization, and their personalization, and their cathartic expression. The cons, however, are also ironically their customization and their personalization, also their lack of automatic statistical feedback, and their portability. So let's go on to our final tool, which are spreadsheets. Now, over the past 9 years, I have used dozens of different tools, techniques, and methods, but the one thing that I always seem to keep coming back to are spreadsheets. And there's a few very good reasons for that. The first reason is because they are, just like journals, have a high degree of customization and personalization. Now, this is good because it means that with spreadsheets, you're only limited by your imagination as to the type of spreadsheet you want and the designs you can implement. Again, you have to be very aware of going overboard with this, but I generally enjoy it. I do find it cathartic myself. Just take a look at some of these spreadsheets as examples, and you can see just how different and varied they can be in terms of making a habit tracking spreadsheet. Now, the second biggest pro of spreadsheets is that they have their automatic statistical feedback, just like habit tracker applications on your phone. However, unlike these habit trackers, spreadsheets let you decide what sort of statistical feedback you want to get because you can code it in yourself. And the design space for statistics in spreadsheets is huge, at least relative to habit trackers, because you can't really design anything in them. You're just stuck with the statistics that they give you. And the third important thing of spreadsheets is that they are portable. Now, you do have to do the creation of design most likely on your computer or on your laptop, but afterwards it's very easy to put them on your phone and take them with you anywhere. Now, the cons of spreadsheets, however, there's a couple of them. The biggest one is that they have a bit of a learning curve. So all those examples of spreadsheets that I just showed you, they were not created in mere minutes or even a few hours, but they took a lot of time and a lot of experience to make. And this can be a very big problem for someone who is trying to just better their life, but doesn't necessarily want to pick up a new spreadsheet skill in the process. So I know that can be very cumbersome and a bit annoying. And that is exactly why I have created what I call my custom habit tracking spreadsheet. Now, this is a spreadsheet that allows you to create your own customized habit tracker with zero spreadsheet experience. It's completely free. The link to download is in the description below, and it's very easy to use. All you have to do is enter in the title of your spreadsheet, your habit tracker, then you enter in the title of your habits, and then all you do is click on the boxes to customize the look and feel, and in just a few minutes you'll have a beautifully customized and personalized habit tracking spreadsheet. So overall for spreadsheets, we have their pros as being their customization and their personalization, also their automatic statistical feedback, and their portability. The cons, however, are their learning curve and the time and experience it takes to make one. But again, you can skip all that time and experience nonsense and simply download the custom habit tracking spreadsheet. But regardless of which tool you choose to use, just know that you're awesome and I know you'll be productive. There are many different habit tracking apps out there that are designed to help you achieve your goals. One might even say too many. So today I'm going over the very best ones so that you don't have to waste your time trying them all. The incentive with chains is that for each habit, as you complete that habit over time, the chain grows longer and longer and longer, thus incentivizing you to visually not want